She said recording in progress. Hey y'all, I'm Ashlyn, short for Ash. Talk the Tea with Ash podcast. I am recording my episode one pilot all over again. Um, because Andrews suck. And I got a better phone. And I couldn't convert it. So I'm just gonna be talking about the next hour, basically. This is my pilot. This is how I got here. It's kind of like the anniversary, but this one is more in depth, like what I've gone through and why I want to help people. I am 35 years old. I am about to be divorced. I'm a mom of three. I'm in university at UAGC. I'm a junior. I'm majoring in early childhood psychology. I do want to become a children's therapist. I say a lot when I'm nervous, so don't mind me. Uh, huh? Why these gotta fuck up the vibe? Okay, go away. Anyway, sorry about that, guys. Excuse my language. So basically, I have to be a social worker first for 2 years, which that's gonna happen next year. In order to be a children's therapist, I'm going to be working with children with autism, Tourette's syndrome, ADHD, ADD, the whole nine. It all started my journey. This is going to be intense. When I was younger and I lived back home in Cali, I didn't have the greatest upbringing. My mom would like to beg to differ, but she's full of shit. Anyways, me and my mom do not get along whatsoever, which sucks, but it is what it is. My real dad, I think we got along to a point, until my parents got divorced. And I think that's when like shit hit the fan and the ceiling fan, whatever you may want to call it. I got into drugs, at a very young age. And, I was always a good kid until then, but I think that how the divorce happened was very intense for me. I think my mom tried her best not to talk ill of my dad, but it was kind of difficult of the things he was doing, obviously. I deal with a lot of child abuse, physically. Um, I was definitely a rebel. I was always getting in trouble, got in trouble by the cops. I got suspended all the time, mainly for smoking. Only for smoking, but yeah. Um, I hung out with the wrong people. Um, I turned on my friends because this person I thought was better than them, which sadly they were just fucking horrible. Um, I was like 13 working at a skating rink and I was like taking care of my biological dad. So I would constantly just like work and go to school and then get fucking high all the time. I wasn't so much into drinking then, like I would drink once in a blue moon, but I didn't really like drink until later on in my life. um I got taken away from my father. I was put in two foster homes, but they were like family friendly, they were friends of the family. And one was actually my manager, which Leslie, she might see this. And I do want to thank you, Leslie, from the bottom of my heart, taking me in at a really tough time in my life. I understand why you put me in the group home. I get it. I was doing a lot of bad stuff, getting in trouble by undercover cops, everything, drug court, probation, the whole nine. I was getting drug tested by the state of California. I was into a lot of bad shit. And I eventually, when I got in that group home, they allowed me still to go to Villa Park. And I can't answer you right now, father-in-law. Sorry. But when I got in that group home, You guys are fucking me up. Sorry. I started to get my shit straight. I knew that like if I would have stayed in California, I would have been dead or something, or far much worse than what I was. That was the year I actually got an honor roll for VP, believe it or not. And yes, outside of university. Um, Definitely always gonna be a weed smoker. That's never gonna change about me. But you know, that's all I did. I was sober. I did my drug court. I did probation. I did all that stuff. And then, you know, um, a lot of other stuff. A lot of people I didn't tell bye to. Finally ended up going to court towards the end of it, and I got emancipated. I knew that if I would have stayed in Cali, it would have never worked out. And then, like, the first person I've actually fell in love with, I had to turn my back on him. And we're like really best friends now. We haven't talked in a hot minute, but you know, me and him have been through the ringer and back, especially as kids growing up and whatnot. But um, from then on, you know, I moved to Vegas. Um, does this even tell me how long I'm talking for? Okay, it does. I was just checking. So like I never said bye to my first love. And I always felt bad about that. I didn't say bye to anybody. I just fucking dipped out because I had to. I was in a situation where like I didn't want to go to Vegas, but like I knew that was the best option for me. So I went to Vegas with my mom, and you know things are good for a while. And then you know I start this new school. I don't really know anyone. I make new friends. I don't think I started drinking until I got to prom. I was hammered that night, by the way. I was so smashed. But I had the time of my life. I think I even fell at Outback Steakhouse. So people I went to prom with, I look at the pictures now and I'm like, bitch, what were you doing? But I like wore the shortest dress, the heels, everything. I was a hot mess. You know, and then my about to be ex-husband, I met him in high school. And we started off as friends, like really good friends. I actually dated one of my friends, and then I kind of fucked up that friendship because he wanted me. Um, I had the hugest, like, I had the best graduation party in the world. Everyone was tipsy, bro. We were all about it. My dad, like, made it so awesome. My stepdad, and there's like people I was chasing, people trying to find. It was a whole vibe. But it was cool because like my family came down from South Dakota. It was really cool. And then a few weeks later, you know, me and my soon be ex-husband, we tried to date. We only dated for 5 months before we got married, which is really fucking scary. Um, the day I thought he was gonna break up with me. Okay, so I was like, bitch, if you're gonna break up with me, I'm gonna break up with you first. And I was like, what are you trying to tell me? And he's like, well, I just been thinking about something. And then, like, he asked me to marry him, but not the proper way. It was so weird. And I was like, okay, sure. Like, yeah, let's do it. Come to find out, like, you know, he had surprised me and he joined the army. I was not prepared for that because I was so close. Like, we were like this, that, like, just thinking about being without him was really scary to me. Because I did everything with him. We were like yin and yang, dead ass, like Bonnie and Clyde for real, living on the edge for reals. So, you know, we get married January 14th, 2009. It's just me and him. We told our parents that we were going to Chili's. This is why I won't eat at Chili's. Okay. So we do that and we go get married. And that moment in my life was like I probably should have dipped out and dodged. Danny, if you're seeing this, I'm so sorry, but it's the truth. And I know you feel that too because I feel it hella. Anyways, but that moment, um, we got the marriage license, we did everything. And I cried in that moment because like it wasn't about like if I was wearing the white dress that I wanted to wear. If what I was wearing, it was oh my fucking god, I'm really fucking doing this. My mom is gonna kill me. Dead ass, my mom's gonna kill me. And so we decided not to tell anyone until he got back from basic. Little did I know I was put on the motherfucking spot. So, anyways, long story short, he leaves. The main reason why we got married so quick was because he did not want me to be without any benefits. And this is a true story. He did not, if something were to happen to me, like I'm at work, like I'd be covered under military insurance and I'd be good to go. So there was like many pros and cons why we got married so fast because we could have waited, but we decided not to. And if I happened to end up pregnant, not like we were trying to get pregnant, but we definitely were not using protection. So, anyways, he leaves. I'm working at Teriyaki Madness out here in Vegas. Everything's cool. One day, my mother-in-law, if you're watching this, I know you remember. She's like, "What are you gonna do when he comes back? What are you gonna do when he gets stationed?" I'm like, "Well, I'll go with him." And she's like, "Well, how are you gonna do that? You have to be married." And I was like, "Oh fuck, it's getting deeper." And I'm like, "Okay, we're actually married." Dude, both our families flipped the fuck out. Like, flip the fuck out. Okay. And then my ex gets hurt really bad. Like he got like really bad stress fractures. So he comes home for a hot minute, a very, very hot minute. And we were living on the wild side. We were doing all kinds of stuff, like from ecstasy to shrooms to everything you can think of. But we were having the time of our life. We spent 4K in a matter of a day, 2 days. I think he did most of it, but I did some of it, whatever. So we were living the best life. But then I started to realize that he was kind of different. He was different in a way. Like he was very more aggressive and um not his true authentic self. Like he looked good. Best believe he looked good when he came home. But he was not himself. And that scared me a little bit because it was not the person like I married. So he goes back for like a month. They decide they're just gonna give him, a specific discharge I don't need to go into details with. He comes back. We're living at my mom's. I think it was when my mom went to Washington. We had like this party, and I was so fucked up. I was so drunk. I was throwing up in my mom's bathroom upstairs and everything. And I have friends over too. And all these girls are stuck in the bathroom because we're all barfing. It was so funny. But guess what? That's the night I got pregnant with Brody. Believe it or not, I was doing all kinds of shit. I had no idea I was pregnant, and then a a couple weeks passed by. I know it's TMI, but I throw a jellyfish looking thing. Okay, I was like, oh my god, I think I'm pregnant. I don't even know what it's like. So I show my ex. He's like, oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, really? I'm only 19. So then, no, bro. Like, sorry, guys. Okay. Oh my god, what happened? Okay, sorry, someone's calling me. So we go through 16 years. We have two more kids, Bradley and Zoe. Um, I might get hate for this, but we were hoping that he would change my ex after Zoe, and he promised me, but didn't. Water underneath the bridge. Um, I think every time I got pregnant, my mom wanted me to get an abortion. Sadly, but I don't believe in abortion. Regardless if his babies are mine, it'll always be mine, and his too. Um, I think it was after Zoe when everything got fucked up. Um, we became more distant. Then I started to realize, like, 16 years is a long time. And this person that I thought loves me doesn't really love me. And that's okay, because it was my life lesson. True that. Um, there's a lot of betrayal and cheating involved. I never cheated. He assumes that I did, but I dead ass never did. There was a situation with his old best friend where his old best friend was in love with me. And like where he bought me flowers and he showed up to my house when my husband's at work. And I was like, bro, you're his best friend. Like, I could never do that. Like, So he assumed that I cheated on him. I never did. I know when to say no. That's just who I am. But when he lost his best friend, he lost it. But I was also hitting postpartum with Bradley. And that was a really dark time in my life where the first time in my life I actually wanted to kill myself, as sad as it is. And I'm not the type of person to do that. My child would be screaming. I didn't know how to handle it. I was diagnosed at 17 with bipolar 2 at a very young age, probably because of all the drugs and all the trauma and stuff I was going through as a child. And it was a real thing. And wasn't really medicated until I was like 18 or 19 for it because like my mom just like didn't want to put me on meds, which I understand. But I wish I was because I probably would have made better judgment calls and better choices. But you live and you learn. After I had Bradley, I had to call my mother-in-law and be like, I need help. I need you to take my child because like I couldn't do it. And like my ex, he was going through depression, so I'm not so mad at him, but I just wish like I don't think he really understood it back then. I think he understands it now, but not back then. Um but I would sit in the dark and I would just cry, not wanting to be there. And like I didn't do anything like drugs or wise or anything like that. I didn't drink or nothing. Um and then I got help. So I got back on medication. That's when I found I have like major anxiety and depression and all this stuff. So I had to get that straight. But then I found he cheated on me, so that like threw me over the edge. We would fight a lot, fist fight. It'd be bad. Um, Never in front of the kids though. But still, it shouldn't happen regardless. And then I was like living this life where like I started to feel like I wasn't enough. Like something was seriously wrong with me. Like, what am I doing wrong for you to do this to me? I was not comprehending that. And you know, time goes by. It's like 3 years, and then we finally decide, okay, we get to back to a place kind of a little bit where we're like, okay, we've been through some shit. We're doing kind of solid. Um, my stomach's growling, sorry. Let's try for baby number 3. And this will be the last baby because we just wanted a girl. We just wanted a girl. We got the 2 boys, wanted a girl. So when I got pregnant with Zoe, he treated me so good. So fucking good. Like he did everything for me. He worked. I tried to work, but like this girl just did not let me keep down meat. It's like a vegetarian. Um I should have left after cheating number 1 and hitting number 1, but I didn't. That was my fault because I should have known better because watching my parents. So I fell down the path my parents went, and I always told myself I wasn't going to do that. So I'm doing good with Zoe, pregnant and all. Um, she like really brought the beauty out of me when I was pregnant. The boys took it away from me, dead ass. But my daughter brought it out of me, and I was happy. I was like, okay, it's gonna be like my last pregnancy that I'm aware of. Because when you get married, you never think you're gonna be with anyone else, but things change, and you do end up with someone else, and that's okay. Sometimes there's past for a reason. So I had to have her a month early because she had a growth restriction. And with that growth restriction, sorry, my eyelash is stuck together. With that growth restriction, I thought I did something wrong. I did something really bad where I was smoking with her. I can be the first to take accountability and admit it. I was wrong. So I blame myself. And then they were like, well, she's not going to get any bigger. So we need to get her out. So July 31st, I go to the hospital. And it's so funny because, like, I go there and they're like, oh, sweetie, you're already in labor. I'm like, wait, what? That bitch was gonna, not, the child was gonna come out regardless of what the fuck I was gonna say or do. So she is like her mama, a mind of her own, and very strong willed. Very strong willed. Um, so I was in labor for 8 hours and I was so scared because she's gonna be really tiny. She was 5 pounds 1 ounce, my butterfly baby. And when I had her, I was having a panic attack while I was pushing. So my ex was like for the first time in our lives, like he was dead ass. Like this motherfucker be always sleeping when I give birth, and then I get really mad. But this time he woke up and was like seeing me in a state where he was like, okay, I need to like worry about you because you're not doing okay right now. So I was having panic. He calmed me down, which never happens. I'm normally yelling at him. But he calmed me down and brought me from here to here for the first time of our lives. And I was having a panic attack because I was so paranoid how small she was. And I was scared to hold her, everything. She was so tiny. She was 5 pounds 1 ounce. She was tiny. But when I heard that cry, it was like just a moment like you'll never forget. So shit happened after I had her. So something was wrong, and I was breastfeeding, and she would just throw everything up. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? So then I changed her formula. Then I couldn't give her breast milk. Then I tried to change her formula, and nothing would work. And then finally, I was like, listen, my kid is not taking any food whatsoever. This is scaring me. So I took her to the pediatrician. They said, we need to get an ultrasound on her stomach. Come to find out, she had blockage in her stomach, and the muscle in the stomach was not letting her process food. And, you could be malnutrition because of that and you could die. So I was like, oh my God. So when I found out, my ex was working that day and I was with the babies. And so I had two kids. I have one in school, one with me because Bradley was only like 3. Um, and I had to go take her to Sunrise right away for emergency surgery. At 3 weeks old, it was so scary. And I was like freaking the fuck out because like my parents showed up, my in-laws showed up, like we all stand as one. Like, yeah. And so like I was paranoid because I had to put my baby to sleep. Like, I don't want to put it that way, but like she had to go into, the night. So it's like I was freaking out. And then my ex comes, Anyways, we get the problem fixed. She eats, she's killing it, she's getting fatter, bigger. And now she's just like my little Samoan princess. So, shit happens. COVID happens. My ex is like, well, I'm gonna go to Tennessee because we're planning on moving to Tennessee because it is beautiful out there, which me and him went and visit for 4 days. It was the worst 4 days of my life with him. Dead ass. I like the things I seen, but not with him. He was just like so extra. But he left us and I was by myself with 3 kids in a studio. And then I decided to go home to be at my mom's, and then that got worse. Then he comes back. Then I find out things. There's another female involved. Okay. That's when I started getting sour. I started getting relentless and sour. And I started getting, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but I'll figure it out later on. So then we separate for the millionth time. And then we get back together. Then we decide, okay, it's been like a year since we've been together. Let's move in together. This will be the last time. Okay, so we get an apartment across the street from his mom's house. Move in together. Everything's good. Everything's solid. I think that, well, what I thought was he was true to me then, which he was for the most part until the ending part. He may differ, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter anymore. Um, we were getting evicted because he lost his job, I lost my job. There was no way around it. And he'll blame me till he's blue in the face that, like, you just left me high and dry. Yeah, I did. I did leave you high and dry, sir. Because what I found in your phone was enough for me. And that's when I started drinking. So it was like I was numbing myself of feeling emotional and vulnerable. I didn't want to feel the pain. I knew I was constantly talking to someone and like living that life of knowing that you're with someone and you're not good enough, or something's wrong with you and you're not good enough. And I was like, dude, I can't keep living like this. I would silently let him go out and be free as a bird, give him all the freedom in the world because I didn't want to deal with him. This is the truth. Um, I drank more, smoked more weed more. I never cheated. I was actually dead ass loyal. Um, then it came to a point where I was like, the day before I left, bruh, the shit I found on his phone, I was grossed out. So grossed out. And the fact that you betrayed me not one, two, but three individuals is crazy. Um, that was my cue. That was my time. That was God tapping me on my shoulder, like, yo, bitch, you need to get the fuck out of there now. And I'm like, all right, bet. I got it. Took my dog, took my kids, and myself to my mom's. And he's been punishing me ever since because I left. But he doesn't understand why. And that's okay. You don't have to. We've had a lot of bad blood and resentment for years. We've tried to make it work over 5 years, and it just doesn't work out. It just doesn't. But sometimes I'm a true believer. Like, I lost my way. I lost myself. I lost my dignity, my self-respect, my values, my morals, everything you can think of. But the worst part is it's like loving someone that is not good for you. And they'll be like making this story about you and just be like, oh, she did this and this and this. No, bitch, I did not. I did not. But to be told, then I started to realize how he was with other women. When you're like using other women against your wife, like, and you're acting like I'm shit on the ground. No, sir, that's very highly disrespectful of you to put me last because I would never do that to you. And it took me 5 years to get over that, which I thought I never was because I was like in love with someone that did not love me or respect me. And then I have these kids that are completely innocent and don't deserve this. And I don't want to hurt them. And I don't want them to feel like, okay, my mom did all this to break us apart, but that's not what happened. Later on down the road, I end up pregnant again and I lose those babies like I talk about in my 2 year. And I had to deal with that myself. Like, I didn't have my mom, I didn't have nobody, and I had to do that myself. And I lost them. And sorry. And when you're not believed because you're pregnant, that's like the hardest pill to swallow. And then, like, him and his first girlfriend break up, which she couldn't stand me and I couldn't stand her. Just saying. Um And my kids start telling me stuff that happened there and what they're like really doing behind closed doors. And then I find out his girlfriend's an alcoholic too. So you were capping on me for what? You were bagging on me for what? You were running my name ground for what? What were you doing? What was the purpose? And the first time I relapsed, because then I found out that when he was trying to be with me, he was trying to have a baby with her. That fucked me up. That fucked me up. Um, but then as time goes by, I become fucked up to him. Yeah, I said it. I was fucked up. Ghosted him, cut him off, the whole nine. Because, like, that's what you did to me. And but when it's done to you, you don't like it. And then things happen, and bitch got crazy. Not me, surprisingly, the other girl. Um, and they get into it. She like demolishes Xbox. But Jasmine, if you ever see this, get a girl, because you know what? I would have done far much worse. But then I wouldn't have, because then it's not worth it. So then that relationship ends. He ends up homeless. The good in me still attempted to help him with something, food, whatever, because that's who I am. I'm not a fucked up person. I can be fucked up, but I'm not trying to be. So then he decides he's gonna go to Washington, leave me with the kids again. Okay. That day he left, I cried. I said, "Don't do this, please. Don't do this. I'm trying to make a better life for us." And da 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 and da da da. And I just get like this weird, overwhelming feeling, like the whole time, like there's more to the fucking story I don't know about, and I think you're playing me. Yep. So then he goes out there, has a girlfriend, doesn't think I know, but I do know. His family told me. He's like, "Oh, they're lying." Okay. Then you come out here in the summertime, this past summer, and you do sleep with me the whole time you have a girlfriend. Okay. And during all that time, which that was my fuck up, okay? During all that time, bro, you put me on blast. You have proposed and staged a engagement to humiliate the fuck out of me on every social media. And you did, bro. You did. I give you props because it destroyed me. It tore me into a million pieces. But then, right then and there, the fact that you can disrespect me on social media like that, and I'm crying in bed for days on end because I don't want anyone to see me the way I am, my son flips out. My oldest son flips out and told his dad straight out, like, "What the fuck are you doing to my mom?" Our son says that. That moment passed. I think that was the last straw for me. This happened, what, the second time after I got out of rehab. So I've been 2 years sober, so this had to happen November-ish, right before Christmas. Yeah. That was it for me. I was like, if you could do that to me, you ain't for me. Because then I started to smarten up. Then I almost died. So then like I had an epiphany moment. God was in my corner this whole time, and God was making me realize a lot of things about myself that I like clearly was oblivious and stupid about and naive about. But then I would think like, what example am I setting for my kids? Like it's okay to be doing this? Like what am I gonna do if someone hurts my daughter like that? I'm gonna hurt a motherfucker. Nah. One thing my grandfather said before he died when I was pregnant. He said, "Ash, I may not have long. I'm recording, go. Um, I may not have long, but it ends and stops with you." So what do you mean? What do you mean by that, Grandpa? And he said, "The cycles, the bad blood, the everything ends with you." Can you close the door? Thank you. And I remember those words he told me. And he's absolutely right. So I remember everything he has taught me, everything he's shown me, everything he said about him, everything he said about my real dad. And he was always like the strong person in our family, you know? And I'm not gonna lie, there's times where I think about and I'm lost without him. Because he was like a big part of my life and he was like a rock. And I think about what would my grandpa say here too now. Well, he'll be about it for sure. But these motherfuckers have been long gone a long time ago. Okay. Okay. So then I was like, so I filed for divorce a couple times, you know. We go to court. My ex goes as far as like, I don't want the kids around her. And I'm like, oh, what are you talking about? You left them with me. What do you mean? So we go through all that. Even the court was like, do you really think I'm going to take the mother of your kids away from your kids and you're like not there? No, it's a 50-50 state. So we were doing 50-50 custody. We had a custody order and everything. But then he left to, Washington. Um, he's the type of person can never be alone. I learned to be alone. Dennis. I learned to be alone, speak out loud. I've learned to feel again. I've learned to stay sober in sobriety. I've learned what communication actually is. I've learned not to lie. I've learned a lot of things about myself. Okay. And in those moments, I stay true to myself. I just chose myself. I did not choose. I tried one relationship after me and him split up, and like I did it for like a month, and I was like, oh, hell no. I'm in a place now where I can have a relationship, which I am doing currently. But before all this, I had to learn how to love myself, stay true to myself. I didn't need a man. I don't. But like at some point, there comes a point in your life where eventually you're gonna move on. I chose to work on myself. I chose to work on my healing. I chose to work on my childhood trauma. I tried to work on this disaster I put myself in. The bad blood with my mom, the bad blood with him. But then I started to realize like they like really just like to fuck with me and they want reactions. And reactions aren't really that important anymore. They don't matter. And I uh I slowly let go. And there's been a couple times where he's come out to me and was like, "Oh, I still miss you. I love you." And I'm like, "No, you don't. No, that ship has sailed." Well, what do you mean? You made your choice. When you left me with nothing and you made fun of me and you staged that engagement on me, that was it, bro. I was like, I don't need to tell you nothing. You'll never be a part of me like that. And I will respect myself in that aspect till the day I die. Um, if you have to hit me, emotionally abuse me, or run your mouth and badmouth me to other women and other people just to make me look bad, you were never for me. You never loved me, and let's just put that shit out there. So then I learned to unlove you. And then I learned to love myself more. And then I learned to start to respect myself more, get myself dignity back, get my mind back, get my priorities back. Um, learn to be humble, learn to be patient, which I was always impatient before, you know? And these things is what I needed. Because if I would have never taken that path and left, I'd still be there. And I'm not. I'm free from all that. So now we come into, I don't even know how many minutes we got. Oh, I don't know. I was looking at the time the whole time. I was like 12 minutes. I did not say all that in 12 minutes. But I lost some babies on the way. But I wasn't meant to have them. It's just what it is. I wasn't meant to stay married. It's just what it is. I was not meant to have a relationship with my mom. It just is what it is. I always told myself I'm only gonna get married one time. It just is what it is. I don't know if I'll ever get married again, but you never know. Anything can happen, anything can be possible. Just like I didn't think I was gonna find someone that's gonna match my energy, and I did. So, I'm starting a new relationship, and that's actually like going really good. But let me tell you something. Everything that I've gone through, I've learned these lessons and these valuable lessons I needed to learn to grow as a person and gain wisdom and knowledge, gain momentum and knowledge. And then I started in school. So then, like, I was in this whole psychology world and I was just like seeing life in a different way. But that's what God needed me to do to grow up. And yeah, He did. And now I'm more of a like a, as fucked up as it is. I don't give those two individuals my time of day. They want to talk to me. What do you want to talk about? We're gonna talk about the fucking weather. We're gonna talk about how I'm feeling today or how you're feeling today. No, sir. We're not gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about our kids, and then that's the bottom line. And that's all we're gonna talk about. I told you my conditions of my new relationship. You told me yours, and that's that. And let it be as that. Other than that, we have nothing. I don't want to be friends with you. I don't want to coexist with you. I don't want to do a fucking thing with you because you've shown me nothing but hate and disgrace. And I could get revenge, but I choose not to. This pilot is merely explaining what I've been through, but mainly why I ended up doing the podcast. So the podcast, I go through sobriety, year and a half, and I'm killing it, dude. I did lose my job, which did suck a little bit, quite a bit. Finally got a new job, so this is good. But then I was like, you know what? I feel like I need to help some people. Like that was my purpose. Like I need to help some people, save some people, do something fucking astonishing with everything that I've been through. So I'm like, I'm gonna start a podcast. I don't know shit from my head to my ass how to start one, but we'll figure it out, okay? So I decided that I've always had a TikTok account, but I've never like people follow me, but I never went on it. So I just started going on TikTok, posting amazing photos of me, but it leads to something more. And then I'm like, I have this idea, but I don't know if it's gonna stick. And I got so much hate over it. Like when I first said, "You're never gonna make it. You're never gonna stay sober. You're never gonna do this and this and this and this." And even past friends have told me, like, "We didn't believe you're gonna do it." Okay, that's cute. I expect you to say that. It's okay. It's okay, really. So then one day I start to go live. I get over my fear and go live. And I have a thing with public speaking. I cannot do it to save my life. So I go live. It turns out really fucking amazing. I met supporters that have been and have my back since day one. I did not know what a support team was like until I came to TikTok, deadass. And then I started making friends, and then they come to be like my fucking village. These are my people that are down for me, which I would be down for them in a heartbeat. So one day this follower follows me. And the name of this follower was unknown, so I don't even know who the fuck it is. But if you're watching, I want to say thank you because you were my door opener that started all of this. So this person says, "Hey, you need to get partnered up with Spotify." I was like, what the fuck? And so it gives me the link. I click on it, I apply for it. I got approved 24 hours later. And then when I went to thank that person, because it was like, oh my God, that's like the door open for me, he blocked me. He fucking blocked me. And I was like, fuck. Like, how do I say sorry? And then I started to think, because I'm an overthinker, I overanalyze everything. This is why I'm so good at psychology and I have ADHD, so I'm like always thinking. And I said, wait a second. That was God's word. That was God's word. They didn't want me to know who it was. Okay, I can accept that. Thank you. Good Lord up there. And then I start to, slowly record. I start recording, and then like shit gets fucked up because I can't convert stuff, and I'm learning as I go, and then I'm not learning, and then I'm like fucking shit up more. It's a process. It's a learning process for me. Um, and then I have my big moment on TikTok. 47,000 views. I cried, which that will be on my podcast. And then I decided to do a collab with someone that literally I was just friends with. He wanted more. I have a boyfriend. It's not going to happen. I'm like that though. What I just don't understand like why people get the like opposite idea. They're like, "Oh, she likes me." No, like I told you, you said you liked me and I said no, dead ass, like I do not. I do not like you like that. I'm just a good human being, that's all. We go live. 105K. I'm like, whoa, bitch, it's getting big. Okay, we're getting somewhere. So, then I do an episode with my best friend Andy. And then I have my boyfriend come on and he does his piece, which he totally does because he's been through a lot as well. And I'm the type of person like if I'm gonna go up, people are gonna go up with me. I can't just do it by myself. You all got me here. I didn't do this myself. I showed up. That's what I did. That's all I did. But I start to realize like those lessons, those valuable lessons that I learned have molded me into who I am today. Like I look at childhood and parenting a whole different way. Like I do not hit my kids. Like I don't. Just because it's not solving anything. It scares them more than anything. Um Me and my ex don't agree on that. And that's cool. But I'm here, you're there. There with me. Here. We do what we want here. And that's just what it is. My kids need extensive therapy. I'm gonna continue to do therapy. Like these are all the things that need to be done. You may not have agree with me, but you don't have to agree with me because they're not in your care right now, they're in mine. I did go to Arizona, had the best time of my life. Corey, thanks for having me go there. Because I wouldn't have made that move without you. That's very true. But ew, go away. Anyway, sorry. Fucking emails. So I've come a long way. I'm on honor roll for school. I'm on the dean's list. Who can ever say like I can't even grasp that concept. Like I've gotten that far. Like I have to speak on graduation, which I'm really afraid that I'm gonna fall. But let's not overthink the situation. I've learned how to be a decent human being. I've learned how to communicate. I've learned how to not like constantly be toxic and like not give a reaction, most importantly, because people just don't deserve that part of me. I've learned how to cut people off that aren't made for me and good for me. I've learned how to appreciate someone that's like in my corner. I didn't know what that's like. I've learned what a support system means. I didn't know what that was like. Um, there were like I've been homeless quite a few times due to my mom, but they can always say, "Oh, you fucked up, you fucked up, you fucked up," but when you're constantly kicking me out for the littlest thing I do, and I'm not even fucked up, actually, that's an issue. Um, I've been backtracked because you kept kicking me out. That's an issue. You're mad how far I've come. That's an issue. I needed my mom. I didn't have my mom. That's okay. I needed my husband. Didn't have my husband either. That's okay though, because now I have a whole village for me. And they're like fucking awesome. Like dead ass. Like they're so awesome. I have someone that cares a lot about me and that's there for me, and the same vice versa. I didn't know what that was like until I restarted, did like a do-over. And but the most important is taking it slow, not rushing into things, because that was my problem. I rushed into things. And I'm in a good place. I'm about to start my job on Tuesday. I'm about to finish a class. I'm almost done with the podcast. Until the other day, me and Joe, my moderator, saved someone's life. He didn't want to be there anymore. And he just happened to come in my life. And believe it or not, I was going to battle on TikTok, okay? But this person stopped me dead in my tracks and was like, I love what you're doing, you know? And he just like cried and opened up. And I like, my heart was in a place where like I would never say no to someone that needs help, because this is the whole meaning of this. I may have been alone for a lot of like everything that I went through, and I may have like hated a lot on people because everyone turned their back on me, but that was for a reason, for me to build that strength and become the best possible version of myself, and I know that. But to see someone struggle and not be able to take it away, that's hard. But then like my heart opened up bigger and I was like, I need to help this person. And that's exactly what I did. I just listened. That's all it takes sometimes. It's just listening. And he was the type of person that isn't vulnerable, who doesn't cry in front of people, which I get that because I'm like that a lot. But he did. He trusted me and he just heard me out. And I made him feel a way that like he felt safe and secure. And I was thinking a lot about it that night. I hung up on live. Like, he thanked me. He thanked Joe. We just made sure that we were there for this guy because he needed that. And what I can say to people is the people that do take on their partner's kids that aren't their kids, you guys are a blessing in disguise. Because a lot of people can't hang. And this man that we helped did. He took on 3 kids and only had 1 himself. That's a lot. I give you guys more credit than anyone in this world because that's not easy. And most guys won't do that. So yeah, we saved someone and I felt so good. So the next day I started getting my feels like, you know, listen, let's get episode 7 done. The collab with like Anthony and Andy done. And I just felt some type of way because like it could have totally ended so south, but the fact that it didn't, and like I left someone feeling better, and then they were like to the point like what you're doing is amazing, like let me help you get the word out. Like that's what it is. It's like everyone working together. That's what it is. And did I think that this idea was going to stick? Absolutely not, my friend. I did not. I did not think that. But it did. And it's crazy that I have taken all the pain I've gotten in my life, my entire life, and turn it into something so good and positive that people need help. People to where they're not scared to ask for help, where they're not alone and they're not going to want to hurt themselves, because the suicide rates are over the chain, over the top. It doesn't need to be there. We need to take them away. We need people to understand that it's okay. Don't be scared. Let's eliminate those percentages. Let's get them way fucking lower than what they are. Because listen, no one should live a life in fear. And the other thing that I want to express too is like domestic violence. That's a huge thing. It's a problem. A lot of women hide that. I did for the longest time. I was no better either though. Both parties. But like I said, that those were part of my life lessons. And I've come so far because of those life lessons, but that's what it took to get me there. God had to remove a situation from me, like make me make a decision and take me fucking out of there to understand the lessons that are need to be taught and learned. 'Learned. 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 ' Thank you for that, God. Thank you. Because I would have never seen that. And here I am now. Fucking killing it. But it's been a journey. And I'm really excited what's next to come because I've come so far. But now it's different because I have my village, I have my people. And listen, guys, I wouldn't have been able to do this without you. Deadass. You guys helped me. Everyone on TikTok, everything, like the supporters, the fans, everything. Listen, I did not do this to get rich and famous. I promise you, best believe I did not. That wasn't like the whole idea. It was getting the word out and helping people. Because listen, our society is crap. It our world is crap. We know this. But sorry, so email for my job. Um, we know this, but I'm here for a reason. I didn't die or anything. Like my eyelashes fucked up. Okay. I didn't die for a reason. Because there's a purpose at the end of that tunnel and the light. Everything you go through that doesn't work out, it happens for a reason. Just know that. My marriage didn't work. That's the only thing I've ever quit on in my entire life. My relationship with my mom didn't work. My parents didn't work. And we don't even know it because it's like something way bigger than ourselves. But sometimes you think the person you're with is your soulmate, but they're just not. And it sucks to say that, but it is what it is. But when you know who your soulmate is, you'll know. You'll know. And you'll know you're right where you need to be. Like my ex has always told me, you are not my person. She is my person. You're right. She is your person. Yeah. And I'm working towards something really good for myself right now, too. That's okay. This always work out as we plan. But then you get put in a situation where you're like, oh, this is why I'm here. Okay, I get it. Wow, I had to go through all that to get here. What the fuck? But sometimes it'd be like that. Things that don't work out are for a reason. You don't always know, but you know that they weren't supposed to work out for a reason. That's okay. Um, do I see myself being a huge, successful advocate for mental health, domestic violence, and addiction? Yes. I keep having these dreams of like me in this business attire, which let's be real, guys, I don't really dress like that. Scare 100. But I see myself like on this stage, and I don't even know where this stage is, but it's like I'm like preaching to the choir, but like preaching on something that's real and that's serious. And it's like I have a dream of it every week, once a week. It's crazy. But I know that's the bigger picture here. I know that. So if I could start with this, here we are. But thanks for listening to my bullshit. This is what I want to do. We are almost at the end of the podcast. I'm trying to finish by this weekend. And then we're going to make it into a show. I am going to get a studio. I am relocating eventually. I'm not meant to be in Vegas. I know that. I had to get all my ducks in a row first before I did all this. So here we are. I'm constantly having a project up my sleeve. I can't help it. It's the ADHD. But let me just tell you something. I think like I'm one of the first people, or maybe I'm not, but like I act on my projects. I don't just let them sit there. I don't let them sit there. I fucking make use of it. But it's all for greater good. It's all for greater society. It's all for a greater world. And it's all like if I have to get people to understand the meaning of this and what this does to people and bring happiness and peace, like I'm gonna do it. Well, I'm gonna at least try. I'm not saying if I'm gonna be successful, but I'm really gonna try. So yeah. So, we've come a long way, and thank you for listening. I don't think like my first podcast was as good as this one. I'm just saying. But yeah, so we've come a long way, and I'm really proud of myself because I put a lot of pressure on myself because I was determined to get it right this time, and I did. As much as anyone wants to beg to differ, they're wrong. Um, I'm a good human being when I'm well. And I don't care what anyone else says. If you have an addiction, don't let people justify it. Oh, you just need moderation. Don't ever let anyone justify it. It is not correct, okay? People have to have respect for you and your addictions and whatnot. And listen, I'm a person that also deals with mental health. I have bipolar too. I have anxiety and depression, and I have ADHD all in one bag of chips. Okay. Sorry, I'm just fucking. So this is my podcast one. I cried a little bit, but not a lot. But people know where I come from. So then they can understand the true meaning of like why I have this purpose to help people and what I want to do. And this is why I want to do it. Just because I was alone in the dark doesn't mean anyone else should be. Because I could easily not have made it. Luckily, the strength that I was given by the good Lord up above, I'm a lot stronger than what I give myself credit for. And I'm capable of so much more, and I know that now. But at the end of the day, I'm breaking cycles, I'm cutting people off, and I'm with a good amount of people that are for me instead of against me. And that is what we're after. We're not after negativity. We're after people that are like dead ass, real individuals and that are going to be for you and support you from day one to however long it goes and continue on. And that's just what it is. So thank you guys. Yeah, I put it out there. So if you guys want to give me some feedback, be more than welcome to. I would love that. But thank you guys so much for the support and everything. Even the guest appearances that I have so far, I need like 4 more, but we're almost there. So bye. If I could stop recording, I'll figure this out. Wait. Stop this. Okay, stop recording.